Now live from the TPC River Highlands in Cromwell and the Travelers Radio Deck, here's Rob Dibble.
Brought to you by Big Y. Joining us on the set is Davis Riley, PGA Pro.
Right off the bat.
And on a day like a Tuesday, do you golf a practice round? I mean, we've been here since yesterday watching a lot of putting, watching a lot of practice range stuff. What do you normally do during the week?
Yeah, usually on Tuesday, that's my big work day. I got out here this morning, played 9 holes, and then practiced for a couple hours. So, yeah, Tuesday's usually the big work day, and you're just trying to get a feel for how the course is playing, how fast the greens are, and how much the fairways are rolling out. So pretty simple stuff.
What is the routine, man? Like maybe tournament day, Thursdays. Like, do you have a certain thing that you eat on Wednesday nights? Do you got a bedtime? Do you got a time where you want to wake up and got a certain thing you got to do? What's the normal Davis Riley routine?
Yeah, usually come Thursday, you're on cruise control. You're just trying to get out there, get a feel for how your body's feeling. I usually get out there about an hour and 15 before I play. Get out there, warm up, hit some balls, get a feel for how the green speed is that day, and you're just on cruise control. You're just trying to get out there and you're competing. You're just trying to rock and roll and try to get yourself in the tournament.
So there's no superstitious food or even like food for the gut, things not to eat before a big tournament day, or is this like, hey man, I'm from Mississippi, give me some fried catfish?
Yeah, give me some meat and potatoes and I'll be all right.
What about, all right, so we've been watching these guys, and this is my 9th year doing the Travelers, and some guys have like levels out there. We were talking about Home Depot kind of contraptions.
Yeah,
and you got other guys with mirrors, other guys with cameras. Do you use any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I guess I could say one of those guys. If you open up my bag, probably looks like a Home Depot in there. So I've got so much stuff, and my caddy gives me a hard time. He's like, dude, why can't we just take a few things out of the bag here? This thing's too heavy.
But explain what you're doing with them.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sure you can see a lot of guys with the level. I use one myself. It's all based on aim point, right? So you get on the greens, you put the level down, you're trying to get a feel for what the slope's doing. It's just another edge you're trying to get as far as reading the green. So I'm sure you'll see a lot of guys using that, double checking what their feet are. And it's cool. It's been a huge help. And when they took the greens books out of play, which told you where the slopes were, that's when guys started to bring the levels out and get really dialed in on what the slopes are doing on the greens.
All right, Davis Riley, tell people about yourself. I'm just describing you for the ladies out there. He is a gorgeous Southern gentleman, ladies. He's in his mid-20s.
Wearing a wedding ring,
best
though.
Golfers in the state. Oh, man, I see that. All right, explain yourself. Tell everybody where you're from and kind of how you got to this point right now, playing at TPC River Highlands this weekend.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Graduated high school in 2015, went to the University of Alabama in the fall of 15, and then I got done there January of 19, turned pro, and got out with not much status, started doing some Monday qualifiers for the Korn Ferry, got through a couple Monday qualifiers, played pretty well in those starts and got status. So I got status on Korn Ferry, and then I got out during the COVID year, all the COVID time, so I had to spend 2 seasons out on the Korn Ferry, which was kind of a bummer because I got off to a good start, won twice, and was really looking forward to getting my tour card. But anyways, spent 2 years out there, and then I started my rookie year last year, so this is my second year on tour.
So what, like you said, this is your work day. What will you work on? I know, like in the major leagues, guys will come out early, work on batting practice at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the day of a game because we played 7 days a week. For you, what are you working on now leading up to Thursday?
Honestly, a little bit of everything. I try to spend fairly equal amount of time on the range. You know, I'm fortunate to have my coaches here this week to have an extra eye on me. So I'll probably do an hour and 15 on the range, 45 minutes on the chipping green, and probably an hour on the putting green. So honestly, just trying to check all the boxes. And obviously there's 1 or 2 things I'm working on my swing that I have my coach there able to keep an extra eye on and tell me how things are looking and if it's in the right direction. But yeah, you're just trying to check the boxes in every area of the game. Cause I mean, if you want to win out here, you just have to make sure everything's firing on all cylinders. So checking all the boxes mechanically and then getting out there and trying to get a feel for how far the ball is going and how far, chips are rolling out, the speed of the greens and stuff like that.
What do you know about this place?
Yeah, last year was my first year to play here. I made the cut. I didn't play too well on the weekend, but it's a good golf course. I feel like you just got to drive the ball in the fairway and in play. I mean, there's some holes that are pretty narrow, and then you get on like 17. There's some water that can come into play, but I think you're just really, if you can put it in the fairway, you can have some reasonably short clubs in your hand, like wedges and some short irons that you can attack the greens with and give yourselves a lot of look at birdies. So yeah, I think driving is the key here, and then from hitting it close from the fairway and then trying to hole out some putts.
Talk about the last 4 or 5 holes here on this golf course. How do they compare with some other golf courses.
Yeah, I think the back nine is where this place gets really interesting. You know, you have 15, which is the drivable par 4s, 16 par 3 with water all in front, false front, 17 water all down the right, and then 18 not too easy of a finishing hole. You know, you got to hit a good drive and not the easiest approach shot with a lot of undulation going on the green. But yeah, with the drivable and with water on some of those finishing holes, it'll be really interesting. And I think 15 is I think that'll be a good one to watch come the weekend, because it'll get firm, it'll get fast. You'll see guys try to go for the greenest. Very easy for that ball to just chase off into the water left, or if you hit it perfect, you can have an eagle look. So there's a lot of things that can change the momentum of the tournament on that hole. And I think that'll be a good one to watch come the weekend.
Look for this guy on the leaderboard. I hate to put pressure on you, Davis, but Ken Duke was with us about 6-7 years ago, one of the oldest members to make the cut after that interview that we did with him. Ches Reavie came and talked to us, won the tournament after we interviewed him. Who am I forgetting here, Dibs? We got a bunch. Sahith Theegala. I think we gave him the juice to get runner-up last year. No pressure on you, my man, but Dibs and I know a little bit about golf.
That's right. That's right.
Very little.
That's what I like
Very
to hear.
little.
Now, obviously, don't listen to anything we say.
No,
Davis, what's wrong with you? But who is like the voice? You mentioned your coach's criticism. What criticism do you listen to, and what criticism do you flush out and you put blinders on? You take that advice and don't even listen to it.
Yeah, sure. You have your team that's with you. I mean, golf's out here. You see, you and your caddy on the bag. I mean, it's a team effort that goes into this game. You have your coach and my putting coach and all these things. And I think the biggest thing is just kind of getting in that bubble. It's easy. I mean, all the, social media, whatever, and, it can put pressure on you one way or another. So I think the biggest thing is just kind of staying in your lane, knowing exactly what you need to do. And for me, I call it my blueprint. What do I need to do day in, day out to kind of help me get better? And that's all I'm trying to do, get a little better each day. And yeah, I think just staying in your bubble and just listening to the people that you trust the most.
Can you ask advice of your peers? I mean, for me,
great
it was
question.
different because I'm in the big leagues. I'm asking guys that are 20 years in the major leagues.
And you got
experience.
teammates. These
Right.
guys aren't
That's
just
what I'm saying.
teammates.
So they're not your teammates. You're competing against them. Will they share information?
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some veteran guys that I've spoken to and tried to pick their brain a little bit. And I've been fortunate enough to play with a handful of those guys, like, Jason Day and Adam Scott. And, one of the coolest pieces of advice I got was Jason Day. I remember I played with him in Houston my rookie year. I mean, it was like my 4th or 5th start on tour. And, it was just really cool even playing with a guy that you've looked up to, your whole life and watching him win majors and golf tournaments. But he told me one thing. He was like, it's so easy to get out here and want to be somebody else and try to do everything perfectly. You've got to trust your strengths and don't try to focus on too many things at once. Try to focus on the strengths that got you here and just know what makes you play your best and do that and not try to be anybody different.
You're from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. What kind of fishing we do?
Oh, a lot of pond bass fishing. Yeah, that was.
So you lick your chops when you're out here throwing in a line maybe off 17?
I was about to say, looks like some pretty good holes back here. Yeah, I was about to say. But yeah, no, it was pretty cool. At the University of Alabama, actually on our practice facility, we had a little pond, so that was like we would do our 3 or 4 hour practice, and then we'd go out there and
y'all fish it?
Yeah, wet a hook. Yeah, it was great. So no, I did quite a bit of bass fishing growing up. I was lucky enough to have a few good ponds at my home course, so that was kind of always a good late afternoon activity.
All right, so after like the next couple of days, what do you do like Wednesday night? Do you kind of block everybody out, or do you just you're cool and you're just ready for Thursday morning?
Yeah, sure. No, I'm lucky. I have my wife and my dog here. So that
what kind of dog?
We've got a Cavapoo. So
what
he's
is a Cavapoo?
King Charles Cavalier and Poodle mix. I know it's like the most foo-foo dog you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, I'm just like give me a bird dog or something, a Labrador Retriever. But no, we got him 3 years ago, and me and my wife did, and he's been amazing. I mean, he's the most like laid back dog, chill, like sit in your lap, like cuddle up. He's super chill. So it's nice to come home after a long day and. Whether golf goes good or bad, and you've got your my wife who's a rock star and my dog to kind of take the edge off and chill, and enjoy things outside of golf.
So true. I follow Tony Finau on Instagram, and his whole family seems like he rolls with them like 7-8 deep every single city that they go to, and it's kind of like a traveling Finau circus. And I know your circus isn't as big as that right now, but it does seem like that brings some kind of humbleness and kind of a calm to a golfer when they have their family rolling with them throughout the country.
Oh, for sure. There's definitely a level of calmness, and like you said, Tony Finau, I don't even know if a family would be the right word to describe it. He's got a clan or a pack. He's got 7 or 8 guys. So no, yeah, for sure. It definitely brings a level of just home feel outside of golf, and take the edge off and chill, and it just makes you realize that there's things outside of golf that are more important as well. So that definitely provides a level of comfort, and it's super nice to have them on the road with me.
I'm talking to Davis Riley. My last question is Andy Bissett, Nathan Grube. I mean, they take a lot of pride in this tournament, and they're really pumped that it's an elevated tournament and there's more prize money for you guys. How do you guys feel about coming here, especially now there's more prize money for you guys? Sure,
they do a really good job. This is such a good venue. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the Sunday finishes here at River Highlands. I mean, you get 18, you get that amphitheater type feel all around the green. It's just really cool. This is such a fun golf course. They get a good following out here, and everybody, the tournament committee and the Travelers, they do such a good job with this tournament. And I don't think that's any surprise. You see, so many good names show up here year after year, and obviously it being an elevated tournament, bigger purse. It just provides an extra level of excitement, and I think they picked a really good one to choose that big prize money for.
All right, awesome. Give us some Alabama football stuff. It's been a while since they've been on top. I know. They've taken a back seat to the old Bulldogs.
Yeah, there's quite a few Georgia Bulldogs fans out here that just give me a really tough time. So I'm just chomping at the bit for us to get back and try to get on top again. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the quarterback position plays out.
Yeah.
With Bryce Young being gone, he was just a rock star. I mean, he was so good, and I think that'll be kind of the wild card position. And obviously lost a few weapons on offense and defense.
That's an annual thing for Alabama.
Yeah, I was about to say, just reload 5 stars with 5 stars, right?
Exactly.
I'll be interested to see how that plays out. But Nick Saban, he's always got a few tricks up his sleeve, and you can bet one thing, he's going to have those boys prepared like he always does. So he's hopefully we can get back on top and make a run at the national championship again, so I can start paying the favor for these guys that have been giving me such a tough time.
That's right.
Davis, best of luck this week, man. Thank you so much for a few minutes today.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for having me.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back from the Travelers Radio Deck. Here's the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell. We'll be right back.